Looks like I'm doing this every day now. Although, it is quite literally 1, almost 2 in the morning. Yeah, I don't know. Am I gonna regret this later because I have things to do tomorrow? Possibly. But, here we are again. And I really need to figure out the best way to balance, my voice between the audio. Yeah, another game, woo. Another one I've had sitting. I promise I'm not just gonna, like, play, like, one part of every game and never go back to it. I am gonna actually go back and finish. It's just, I wanted to play Tiny Bunny, but I'm like, okay, it is, like, 2 in the morning. I have someone trying to sleep. I will probably scream. So, better to play that, when people are lively and awake and not trying to sleep and have things to do in their lives. But yeah, here we are. Game called Our Life. I kind of skimmed through what it was about, and I found it interesting. And I was like, okay, you know what? Bet. Definitely on my visual novel streak right now. Yeah, basically play as someone from childhood to adulthood. I don't know. It seemed cute. So yeah, I also just realized I forgot to transition this. Oops, my bad. This is Our Life. Yeah. New file? Do I click that? Hello! Welcome to Our Life, beginning and always. Beginnings and always. Oh. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overall of how certain features work. Okay. You can read full tutorial from the main menu and learn everything in detail. I think I'll be good. If I need to, I'll go back. To start off, the game is divided into 4 periods called steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, young adulthood. And step 4, adulthood. I am currently in this bit of my life. So this is gonna be interesting, because I would not understand this properly, probably. But it's okay. Our life is further divided into sets of word. Oh, excuse me. I'm not tired. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm actually here because I couldn't sleep, so. Such a hold on. I'm about to look up how to say this word. How am I gonna? Oh, that's BL in my phone. Can I please get out of this? I swear, oh fuck. I'm stuck. Rip. There we go. There we go. Okay, new tab. So if I wake up my parent, they're gonna be like, bitch, what the fuck you do? I'll be like, ah. Okay, how do I spell this? Vignettes? Huh. Sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. Those are called moment. Oh, they explain. Okay, so I don't have to look up. So I'll be like, I forgot to look this up. Moments can be played in any order, or skipped entirely. You move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting the summer is ending. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 moments each, and even more when unlocked. What if you're just saying DLCs? Some are out now, and others will be released later on. Depending how this goes, I might get the DLCs. We'll see. Step 4 is an epilogue, and doesn't include moments. Oh. A lot happens over the years that go by, specifically in regards to the character you play. You determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, their relationship with major characters, and so on. Oh my god, this is gonna be so much fun! Put my mic away from my face. You can decide to change details as time goes on, with few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color cannot be altered once set. Coolio. Much of the MC's basic traits are determined on the character creation screen. Ooh, excuse me. As the MC grows up, more options become available on screen. Oh, as mentioned, one of the decisions you get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in any name you like, or pick a preset name. Preset options are called names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. Oh, so I might just pick a preset, gonna be honest. You get to hear him say your name, or as they play through the story. Only the default name, Jamie, is included in the base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voice expansion DLC. The full collection of names is separated out of the DLC because of how large it is. If you're not interested in the feature, don't need to get it. Oh, it's so cute. They're not cute, but it's just like sweet, you know? Each name in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who supported the project. It's so cool. I love games that do that, but I think that's also how the last game I played, Error 143. I think it was the same. On the character creation screen, there's a cute doll you can decorate and get idea of what your MC looks like with different traits put together. Oh my god. Keep yawning. Not all things you decide about MC appear on the doll. The script referencing what you decided for the MC is the main way those decisions influence the game. Our life as a first-person perspective, our character doesn't appear next to other characters' sprites. You only see the MC as a decorative doll in special cut-in CG images. The cut-in CGs only appear in certain choices. If certain choices are made, it's possible not to see any during a playthrough. There's also a second type of special MC-based screen, the interest comfort scene. Unless you get the DLC, the game has one love interest. Cove Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the interest/comfort screen is crucial for determining how it plays out. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fond, crush, and love. Love is only available starting in step 3. And if you're fond or crush in step 2. Okay, I see how this goes. Excited. Comfort determines how you generally react/think when it comes to him. There are only 3 levels: nervous, relaxed, and direct. If your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. You get to pick your interest/comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between the 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide it's fond in step 1, this interest will not be available on your screen. In step 2 and 3, which will make fond the bottom level of your relationship. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with one another and have a close relationship, you can choose to touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with MC in a lighthearted, comforting ways. But starting in step 3, touching can become more romantic or suggestive if you had a crush or love. Oh, that's so cute. To make sure things go nicely with that, there will be the extra choice to determine initiative level, and in a bonus main tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Oh, wait, the little glasses down here, I just realized that. That's so cute. Oh, look at that little lightning. I'm in a silly, goofy mood. Because I'm a silly, goofy little guy. Basically, even if you decide to like Cove, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. Oh! Huh. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Okay. Interest Comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events and decide what actually happens between the MC and Cove. And it isn't only the MC who is impacted by your decisions. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he is treated and what he experiences help shape who he becomes. In Set 2 and 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interests will vary based on what happens in the previous step. Oh wait, this is so cool! Ah! It's like actually growing up. What? It's something of a mystery exactly how your decisions end up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along. Oh god, wait, this is so exciting. Or, if you prefer, you can also just design your own ideal Cove directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up in the beginning of Step 2 and 3. No, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna see how it just goes. Ah, I didn't mean to skip that. Shit. Log. That is right. Okay. Jesus, it's like dark in this like little corner of my room. Because I have like a little thing. When I get a webcam, it'll be more visible. But basically I have like a bunk bed, but the under part is like my desk and stuff. So it's like, and I have a blanket blocking out the light because I was on a call earlier and I was like, you know what? You can't see me, you just see the light behind me. So now I have my little Spy Family blanket behind me, which I think is going to be so fun to see when I get a webcam. Well, I have one, it's just really shitty and I just haven't been in the mood to set it up. I also have looked rough lately, so I decided no. When a choice does appear, usually you'll see that hovering the cursor over an option shows a certain color, yellow, blue, or green. The colors aren't related to a specific points or effects, they're only there to give a bit of insight on the tone/emotion of the choice. 6 texts alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Oh my god, they're so thoughtful! Blue tends to be casual, straightforward. Yellow, emotive, or reactive, and green, less certain or uncommitted. Why did that hurt me personally? Like, I did not need to... What the fuck? Hey, yo. What did that hit in me? Jesus. The green. But, true. Anyways. I should probably write this down. Oh, my pencil's on the other side of the room and I don't want to get up. I can take, I'll remember. I'm not gonna remember. I know myself well enough. I've told myself that so many times. I'm just gonna write that down. Bet, we're good. Though there are hundreds of options in our life, not every choice menu follows in line with that pattern. Picking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you happen to like. Otherwise, switch between them freely. Always pick yellow. Never pick yellow. Pursue romance right from the start. Never romance the love interest. Be disagreeable or amiable. None of these will lead to a bad ending. You're welcome to enjoy the events that shape the story without reservation. And then, if you like, you can play again and try something new. There's only ever more good content to discover. We hope you'll have a nice time with our life. Thanks for playing. Oh my god. Okay. Fun face shape. Oh my god, this is so cute. It's like a little chibi. I'm like closing my eyes and looking at the difference. I kind of like the oval one better. Or the square. I think a square. Tan, dark brown, pale, peachy, olive, peachy. I'm pale, I'm white, but I'm not that white. I don't know, I feel like trying to make it like me, because I mean, it's my character. Rip. Eye shape. I have very expressive eyes. I can't see shit. That color, I probably won't make my eye color. Just because there's so many options. If they have oh! Honestly? I'm usually someone who goes for the green eye look. It's like the persona that I like to give off and stuff. I don't know. Choppy, curled. There's so many options. Half tempted, but we're not gonna. Nope. There's two-toned. Do they fit in any other shapes? They do. Let's do this. Hair front color. Oh, okay, you can decide that too. Honestly, I was gonna keep it black regardless. Actually, let's continue looking to see what else there is. Kinda like that. Wait, that's cute. I kinda like this though, not gonna lie. Or just the original. I like the smooth. It's kind of like a thing I kind of go for.
Jamie. Jamie.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick with that. So yeah, I'm happy with this. It's 10. Birthmarks? I kinda like, not that birthmark, this one. Kinda cute. Not this one, I'm just making the character, however. Nah. Freckles? No freckles. Like a medium. Glasses? Nah. I can't see arm. I feel like you'd have one on your leg. That checks. I think watches too. Done. Over 20 minutes in, we're just starting. Oh my god. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of school-less vacation with it. Oh god, how does it seem here? It's crazy. During the summer, your mom didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved in passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved, or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. Okay. Hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back to them anyway. You end up saying hi to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You're anxious to say hi back, but most of the other residents greeted you. They all knew you well enough to expect that. I'm trying to remember how I used to react when I was a kid, honestly. I was a pretty friendly kid. I was kind of I wasn't outgoing. Definitely had a lot of whatever, just I was hidden under there, so it's like, just given me probably would have said hi back. But also, this is just a game. I shouldn't take it this seriously. You enjoyed learning all where they were visiting from and hope to visit those places one day. So yeah, this is the kind of reaction I would have. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over. You wondered if he was a real person or a statue that magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you'd never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for a tourist to venture into the residential district, as your mom liked to call it. So for you, not knowing a total stranger was setting off a lot of red flags. Your mom's had a talk with you and your big sister, Lizzie, about this kind of situation before. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it'd be okay to talk to new people. Most people weren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help even if you don't know them. You remember it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. I would also have this kind of reaction. You weren't sure about this man yet. Silly but scared, knowing that he was blocking your way to the front door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more of what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. You slowed down, your mind racing with ideas of how to get past him unseen, but it was a little too late for escape. There's a split second where your eyes met, and it took in a shaky breath. Your eyes started to the sky, pretending to stare at the bird who was hovering nearby. Hey! His voice startled you, and you jumped. Still didn't look at him. A bird landed on top of a nearby gatepost, and black feathers ruffled against the gentle breeze. Trying to keep your eyes on it, though, especially when the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. I wanted to see unapproachable, you folded your arms and stared. You were unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, and offered the stranger a smile. Yeah. He gives you his own grin back. You live around here? What's your name? Oh, he seems friendly enough. You look at the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed, though. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on shorts and stingray tattoo. And you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for you to answer his question. I'm right there. My name is Jamie. Yeah, I live here. You know what? Yeah, I'll be friendly. Great, nice to meet you, Jamie. He gave you a broad smile, relief settling on his face. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled his hand, so he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? I was expecting a voice. Nothing bad, sorry, I should have. Let me start over. He cleared his throat instead of straighter. From where you were standing, it made him look creepier. I have a son. His name's Cove, who's about your age. Cove seems like a strange name for an actual living person, you know? Chill on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. He thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was cool. Never met anyone with that name. We moved in across the street, see? He gestured toward the house, then be empty for a year. His watch catching the late afternoon sun reflected off the walls. The giant for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Jamie Rain, right? I met your moms earlier, and they told me you were 8, just like him, so... He shook his head. He shook the $20 bill to bring back to your attention. A hopeful smile, smiling, tilted his lips to the corners. Can you try and be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance, you can keep this. He's a good kid, you'll like him.
Do you mind?
But you gotta keep it a secret though, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You lied to the man. I feel sorry for Cove. Did other kids' parents really pay for the friendships? I'd eye the man down. What could be so bad about this Cove kid that dad need to bribe strangers to be friends with him? What do you say? Wanna make it a deal? I didn't want the money. I don't want to be paid for that. It's too weird. You do plenty enough to notice, but not completely.
Are
you sure?
You sure?
It wouldn't be so bad, even if it's just for a summer. That'd be enough. That only made it sound more strange to you. I would be lasting for a summer matter. When it was clear his initial strategy wasn't gonna fly, he tucked the bill in his pocket and changed the request. I get it, you don't have to. Would you be more comfortable if he and I coming by for a normal visit, no money involved? Yeah, I want to meet him. Yes. His smile got bigger again. His eyes crinkled at the sides. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I want him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, I guess. Well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but the way his face looked, you thought he's actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. Can't miss it. Sure thing. This definitely wasn't a normal way kids made friends. You knew that. But you were still gonna help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head. Pause before doing so, then pull his hand away instead. Your mom's already checked around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now, I better go look, too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back, and it's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Jamie. So much. He jogged off down the street. Oh, he jogged off down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Where the cool kids hang out. Step 1. First sight. The chirping of the crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From top of the hill you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore, the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. Boys love the ocean, it's so much fun. You love to hear the stories about the sea, about the merfolk, the sea serpents you imagined, but living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy the beach much at all, especially the sand, which got absolutely everywhere. Yeah. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself you'd seen a flash of a shiny mermaid tail in the distance. You take a deep breath and you want to try and relax and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. Oh, you look so lonely. There's a boy sitting on top of the hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass and the white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Though the deer didn't have... It's like green hair. But this new boy did. You watched as it fluttered softly around his face in the breeze. After a few more seconds, he took a step forward, then another, and then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hey, Space Cadet. You lost? Oh! He's like, hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balled into fists at his side. He didn't say anything, just stared at you strangely. He'd been crying. There was a trace of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaked to the hem of his shorts. His eyes were still shiny, with a few more. You obviously had caught him off guard. A pink cat seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man said earlier stuck out to you. Cove? Eyes wide, he studied you. How'd you know that? I met your dad. I met pretty straightforward. Is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face fallen with the prospect. I can leave if it is. Yep, can't own a hill. Why not? How could you? You just do. I had a hill back home. Well, this isn't mine. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with his odd dad, he sat on the patch of grass next to him. Ah, no! I just closed the game on accident. God, why are you exiting the game? Stop it! The pure white flowers that covered the hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. God, I would love to live near water though. It might be because I grew up near a big body of water. But just I love water. Fresh, salt, don't matter. Why are you here? Why'd your family move? I said, why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question, almost like they never stop. His tears started up again with vengeance. My parents. They don't want to live together with me anymore. Oh, you poor divorced child. Why am I coming across all the divorced child things lately? Like, something's calling me out. That, or it's just a topic lately, I don't know. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. Oh. Mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled, removed his glasses, and wiped his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. Sorry. Your dad seemed kind of nice. You'll like it here. You just have to get used to it. I'm crying. Your dad seemed kind of nice. I'm never someone who likes to be like, oh, your parents seem nice. This don't seem like the right thing to say. Feels like he needs someone to comfort him. He slipped his hand underneath his glass and pressed his finger against his eyelid. Cove wound himself up again with another long crying fit. You felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. You couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms. But it might be pretty hard. But from the way off distance, you heard your parents. Jamie!
Cove?
Kids, where'd you go? Cove looked at you, tears still hanging on his cheek. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
Oh, the poor baby! I don't want to go to the house. I want to go home. You can handle it. You have to go. Don't worry so much. You have to go. It'll be okay. He's struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna all be fun, but isn't he your family too? I guess. Then you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His sad voice rang out again. Cove? Can you hear me? He looked towards the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing. His not bandaged arm. Sorry, I still don't want to go. You called out yourself. You waited silently with him. You tried to convince him. I wait silently with him. Yeah, I get it. You do? That look at his face is like, what the fuck? Before he can answer, you hear Cove's dad even closer than before. There you are, bud. A trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you, and they rushed over. Oh, I love the moms, look so cute. Both your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Jamie, you're here after all. Oh my god, wait, let me move my hair. It's getting under my headphones. Not comfortable at all. We had been at the park to check for Cove when I heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. No, you're just sitting in the grass. Why is Ari acting like this is such a big thing? We're okay, don't worry. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Thank God both of you were fine. Were you two having fun out here? He looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. Shrugged. Yeah, I like him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. He nodded, smiling slightly. He does not look happy at all. He is so upset to be here. He wants to go. Finally letting go of the squirms. Scowling son. Of his squirming, scowling son. His dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks so much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Jamie knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should get going home. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
Oh. Two of them walked off into the darkness, heading towards the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? It's so pretty. Why are all the parrots just so attractive? Like what? Hello. Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him tomorrow to see you and Lizzie. How's that sound? Sure. Can I show him my stuff? Sounds like words. You nod, ducking your head down. Oh,
Of course.
I wasn't okay. I wasn't shy. I was a very like loud kid, but I was also just like reserved in a really odd way. Like I was very inviting to people and I talked to people. And I still do this, but in a very roundabout way, so it's like you think you know me well, but you don't. It's such a weird thing. So like when I'm playing games, it's like, oh, be like this. I'm like, none of these sound like me. You know? Then okay. Both your moms laughed, the sound overlapping in a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her over your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied, and more than a little ready to go to bed after a long, exciting day, you follow them home. Choose your feeling for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove from this step. It can change later on. I don't know. It's like I think I feel relaxed. Relaxed or fond? Let's direct. I feel like direct might be better. Because I wouldn't say, oh, you can pick more than one. Okay, so I'd say relaxed. And fond. Okay. Because I wouldn't say I'm indifferent. Because it's like, I don't know. Yes. At the breakfast table the next morning, you finished your food faster than usual. Your sister Lizzie had run out early to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Look at them, they're both so pretty! Oh my goodness. Excited to see your new friend again, Jamie? Yeah, I am. No achievement.
How sweet.
I think I scared my cat away. The dogs are sleeping though. I started letting the dogs come down into my room. Cats don't really like it. I mean, Little Cream specifically. The other cat doesn't mind as much. I don't know. They never get to come down here, so I guess, and it's getting warmer out, and I live the part of the house that I'm in is usually colder than the rest, so I'm just letting them chill out because, you know, I'm not gonna force him to stay up in the humid heat of upstairs. Oh, sweet. I'm so happy he moved in.
Okay.
I did not mean to click on that. Yeah. Wait, what the log say? With that said, are you done with your breakfast? I don't know, am I? Yeah. With all the expiration an 8-year-old can muster, you looked at your empty bowl, under cereal bowl, then at your mom.
Okay.
Okay, I did, kid. I see. Good job. He should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then on cue, sorry, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure if they were in the right place. Still loud, though. No need to be... We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Jamie, could you get it? Getting out of your chair, without really pushing it back, you made your way to the door. I would have ran. Hey, Rain family. Thanks for having us. He still doesn't look like he wants to be. I know he doesn't to begin with, because it's like obvious from earlier, but still. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright light of your living room when he wasn't crying. With his dad standing in front of him, Mom and Mommy behind you, you and Cove looked at each other. Pleased to see your new friend again, you smiled at Cove. He smiled back with some hesitation. Oh, they're so cute! The little kids. You twisted the threads on the bracelet on your wrist. You twisted the crystal bead. You twisted the flower bracelet. You twisted the shell bracelet on your wrist. Ooh. Give him the area. Ooh, crystal or shell? Depends on the crystal. I prefer stone. You know what? I need to shut the fuck up. That's what I need to do. I'm gonna go with crystal. Let's go play in my room.
Okay.
Poor kid.
Take care.
Listen if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice. His dad is so charming. He just stopped talking about his dad, dude. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the slight dude, this is like the room I dreamed of when I was like the slanted ceilings, the window of this little thing. We have the upstairs actually, but I like the thing that I've got going in my room though, because it's kind of sick. AKA, I'm living out the fantasies that I never could as a kid. With the room that I have now. It's really dope, actually. There were a lot of stuffed animals, a cool bed, a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you're really proud of it. I would be too. He leaned a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. Me too. I drew that. Thank you. I don't. I would have said I drew that. Cool. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. He turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your shelf, on your desk, and the pictures on the walls. You started to feel a bit nervous. The atmosphere was kind of awkward. You were glad for the company. You hoped he liked your room. I was glad for the company. It was nice to have someone new to play with. Then his eyes landed on a tiny box of beach things you collected, tucked away by your door. He took a step towards it, but hesitated and pointed at it instead. What's that? A horror stuff I found on the beach. Me too. Do you have any driftwood in there? You dragged the box out in the middle of the room. You, Cove, flopped down next to it. I think so. Yeah, see? You gestured to a piece at the bottom still covered in specks of sand. Neat. This is a good collection. You got a sense from his tone of voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice, or to be like Silo. He actually meant it. Oh, right, I almost forgot. Silo is gonna be here today. Shiloh? Lizzie's friend. Or, like, her #1 fan, I guess? Do I have to see him? It's Shibuke. I mean, he's Lizzie's friend, not mine. But, you know. Come on. Check out my shells somewhere. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that washed over ashore, and you pulled out seashell after seashell, explaining where you had gotten each one and holding them in the light. This me as a kid, but instead of beach, I would spend more time in the woods. So, there were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Orange! Ha! Favorite color. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years, you'd even learned some of the scientific names. You collected a huge variety. It was so huge and varied, and lots of funny stories to tell for all of them. Voice fall through a bit, but you keep doing the best as you could. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened to what looked like full force of his attention. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience at the center of such dedicated focus. Cove hadn't been mean to you, so you didn't mind. You smiled at him every now and then while showing him your collection. Kids, come down to the living room. Ah. I feel like Shiloh's gonna be a bit of a bitch. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving him much of a chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. I guess it was because he thinks you found each other by accident. But that a parent made it happen. Not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right by telling Cove his dad was part of what would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, you both been escorted downstairs and deposited into the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I bought a box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Great! Bust it open. We can keep looking while we wait for Shiloh. Cove reached and pulled out one big orange shell. Oh. He looked like he hadn't spoken aloud yet. He turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. I knew it, the orange ones are so cool. It's my favorite too. I think a different one best. I can show it to you. That one is my favorite. Cove smiled at you and you both admired the shell together. It was a giant conch with shades of dark and light orange. If you held it to your ear, you could practically hear the ocean. I found that one last summer when we went to the beach on a picnic. The two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumps, disturbed by the sound. Since the person had knocked, he figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend. You look so annoyed. Me too, though. He nodded, but it didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell that he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. You'll be alright. He's here. We can tell him to leave. We can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with the gaze locked onto the back door. I can go out the window. Me. He was already walking towards it. Scrambling to think of something to say, you stepped forward and then paused. Do you want to break another arm? Shiloh is the least scary person alive. Cheer up, I was gonna like you. Please don't get hurt. I can say. I'll come with you. Hurry! Let's see where we're going. The two of you made your way to the window together. It wasn't much of a difference to clamber out, but by the time you landed, gently in the bushes, you looked to see Shiloh was already taken off away from the house. He was fast, but you knew you could outrun him if you had to. He was not that fast. You knew you could outrun him if you had to. He was not fast, and neither were you. At the speed, you weren't sure if you'd be fast enough to reach him. Go! You ran as fast as your legs would take you, grass whipping around your ankles as you do. Dude, it's like you run, and then you stop, and you look down, and you're like, oh, the grass cut me. Rip. Cautiously, Clove slowed to a halt, looking back at you. Where are you going? I don't know, somewhere else. I just don't want to see Jamie! Oh god. You looked back and saw Shiloh huffing down the hill after you, the backpack he clutched bouncing all around along the way. What are you doing? Can I come? He must have seen you leaving out the window and fallen behind.
Hi!
Oh, so it's a little sibling. Oh, hi. Are you Cove?
Yeah.
Bro does not want to be here. I'm Shiloh. Okay. Yep. Are we going back, or are we gonna play outside? Shiloh's eyes moved between you and Cove. The smile remained strong on his face. I got a teeny frown from Cove in response. You were just grateful he hadn't asked you why you had been running away. Inside, you left a box on the floor. Right, my shells and stuff. We have to make sure they're okay. Shiloh trailed behind. You and Cove head back towards the house. Damn it. Can this kid fuck off? Sorry. Like, not to be rude. Not to be rude. Love little kids. But why? Please. Fuck off. The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look around the beach thing some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. Hey, check out the scallop shell I found. Cool, right? It's a pretty color, kind of like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay. Bro did not want to meet this kid.
Huh?
Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green or blue. It might be yellow. Oh, those colors are all cool.
I guess.
I like those colors too. There are better colors. Not sure how to deal with suddenly awkward silence. You look back at your shell. Probably would have done this. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't know what to do with himself. Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Is Lizzie coming back? I don't know. Where'd she go? I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of a park. He looked towards you. There's a park? Yep. But it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. He started getting up before you even answered. Shiloh jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do? Too? You do too? Right, Jamie? The park is fun. I love it. The park is pretty great. Yeah, it's right at the beach, and there's lots of fun stuff to do, and lots of sand. Sounds like it could be cool. So, are we gonna find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Bro is so indifferent. I jerked without any direction. Shiloh finally turned to you. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from your moms and the three of you ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your moms that it was short, so she would always be allowed to go there by herself. When you found her, she was hanging at the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Jamie! Shiloh! Hi! She dropped to the ground and handed the soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was the three of you, but now Cove was here. You wondered if he would leave too. Who is that? I'm sorry, your sister looks like a bitch. I know she's a kid, so I can't say shit. I'm so sorry. I need to shut my mouth. That's just the stance. This little kid. The confidence they carry with them. It's Cove. He's new.
Hi.
I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here, so it's where we get together. She gestures slyly with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. She does have good style, though. I will say that. Without interrupting Lizzie's speech, Cove whispered in her ear, quiet enough that others wouldn't hear. I thought kids couldn't own places like parks or hills. You couldn't help but laugh a tiny bit. While Lizzie continued to talk, two of you took the chance to kick off your shoes, wiggling your toes to the warm sand. Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the only one who comes up with the ideas. You are?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I am. Both could handle the job. There's a lot of confidence packed in one little kid. Lizzie's the oldest. Are you? By a lot. Mom says you're Jamie's age.
Yeah.
Bro is not convinced at all. How old are you? Probably like 2 years older or something, because it's usually what's like for siblings. Usually, not always. Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. So I was right. What about other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're only kids, and Shiloh is just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of the ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try and steal your youth.
Oh.
Poor kid. But something in his eyes shifted as he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandparents? Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything. Only some of them don't like kids. I'm saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him. Yeah, they're really bad. Hello? I just heard something in the background. I was like, what the fuck? I feel like I'd be honest. You interject quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. God damn it, dude. Keep double-clicking on accident. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Shiloh was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie and Jamie in school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer is over. I don't want to go to a new school. I want summer to end. Shiloh looked down to the dirt. He hadn't had much luck striking up conversation with Cove. I like summer vacation a lot too. All the building, oh my god. All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Shiloh's discomfort. At how weird she thought Cove was, at something else entirely. You didn't really know, but she laughed, face scrunching up.
Okay.
Welcome to Sunset. Little Cream, stop hissing at Roosevelt. Roosevelt. Come here. Come on, Popeye. Come here. Come on, Popeye.
Oh, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, look at you. Who's your big old papa?
You probably just want to get some sleep. Yeah? Yeah? You can sleep on the beanbag. You're okay. Take a seat. Put up your feet and get used to it. What if he has to go away for the summers? No! He gets summers with dad and then has to go back and see his mom. God damn it. But like, I get that. That's kind of the arrangement. Usually goes. You offered him a small smile, and that at least looked to reassure him some. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more or often than Shiloh. On some days, when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. You became a staple of your new everyday, the way sun and lunch and the beach were. During your first summer together, you really liked Cove. He was a fun person to play with, and he seemed to like playing with you too. Of course, that was only the start of things. Moment select. Fireflies. Right, tonight we're gonna catch fireflies. Ew, fuck. At the blunt declaration from your sister, you looked up from your macaroni and cheese dinner. Fireflies were familiar sights over the summer, coming out on warm nights to dance through the sky. Tonight was particularly balmy. You knew there were bound to be a ton of them around. Oh, you are you? Yeah, start eating faster. You look over your mom. You push your food around your plate. Sorry, I love mac and cheese. I can give that shit up. I just eat it faster. A grin curved your lips. You started to eat a bit faster, excited for what was to come. It seemed like you're too excited, however, and you started to choke and cough on your food while shoveling it down so quickly. Mommy reached over to pat you on the back, firmly helping dislodge the noodles that enabled you to breathe again. Oh my god. But like, same. Pretty sure I choked on an apple when I was a baby. You took a big gulp of water from your glass, giving your mom a sheepish look. Oops. That's a good idea, Lizzie. Can we, Mr. Wait, can we, Miss Rain? What to say? Like, what the fuck? Shiloh tapped his fork against the table excitedly, his face lighting up as he looked at Lizzie. It was unusual for Shiloh to still be there. It was like always, his mom had to bring him over really early in the morning before her job started. But normally she'd pick him up by now. She called before dinner to let your moms know she'd be late. You didn't hear why, probably more work things. You thought maybe getting to hang out with Shiloh for longer had made Lizzie want to keep running around outside. Staying at home and watching TV was never an option for her with guests over, and that's why you're pretty sure she'd get moms to agree. Well, it's already dark out there. Lizzie gave Mom the best puppy eyes she could, so slowly spooning mac and cheese into her mouth while waiting for there to be some response.
There.
Let them go. Nights like this don't happen every day. Our parents exchanged looks. Mom then eventually sighed and nodded back. Yes! Along with Lizzie's cheers, you threw your arms up in triumph and waited until you finished chewing to say anything, because you knew it was rude to talk with your mouth full. Fine. Just make sure you stay on the hill behind your house with all the poppies, okay? Duh, Mom. That's where most of them are. The idea had only just been planted in your head. You could already just picture all the glowing lights spread in front of you, like fairies from bedtime stories Mommy used to read, or Mommy read sometimes. All too quickly, it became a race to see who could finish their food first. No choking at the dinner table now. That's right, if someone died, we'd have to cancel the Firefly trip after all. Mommy said it as a joke. You knew that they were both telling you kids to slow down. Shiloh did immediately. He gazed at Lizzie and saw her eating faster than she could. Elizabeth?
Jeez.
No one is gonna die. Sheesh. Oh my god. This was a sassy kid. A knock on the door interrupted Mom before she could no doubt scold your sister. I'll get it! Your big sister jumped out of her seat and ran over to the door and pulled it open, without even looking at the window to see who it was. You shifted in your seat trying to get a glimpse of the unexpected guest.
Hi.
Oh, good evening, Cove. The Mom's voice is so comforting. God damn it. Your mom had already walked to the door by the time you managed to see past Shiloh's flappy hat. Oh, Cove, hi, you're here. Cove smiled at her enthusiastic greeting and hoped Mommy would ask him to stay. It didn't matter why he was there. It meant he could join all the catching of fireflies. Then, a few seconds, Cove said nothing. He only stood there and looked up at your mommy with a face almost like he'd considered turning around and leaving. But Dad told me to drop this off because he borrowed it from you. Cove gave a familiar-looking screwdriver out from his large side pocket. Eyes now dropped to the floor. We left ours back home when we moved. Great, thanks, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, here, why don't you come inside for a bit? Lizzie crossed her arms and lifted her chin. Cove shrugged. Mom stood from the table too. I'll give your dad a call and know that you got here all right. Oh, Lizzie is such a bitch to him, Jesus. It's like Lizzie doesn't want him around. Look. Cove shuffled fully inside, eyes remaining on the ground. Mommy closed the door behind him. Look, it's 3 in the morning. Oh my god. Dude, I have to get up in 5 hours. Not even 5, 4. It's 5. Cove shuffled fully inside, eyes remaining on the ground. Mommy closed the door behind him.
Hi.
Hi, Cove. Shiloh gave Cove a friendly smile while waving by holding his hands up and folding and closing his fingers. Cove nodded in response. Cove, are you gonna catch fireflies with us? You could come outside with us if you want to. Weren't sure what to say now. You could see Lizzie eyeing you for mentioning the excursion to an outsider, but she'd get over it. You hope Cove would say yes. That way, you'd be the odd one out. Wait, you wouldn't be the odd one out with Lizzie and Shiloh anymore.
Yeah.
I can do that. I never caught one before. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. It's too bad he didn't have a chance before now. The fireflies weren't out when he first moved in, and there must not have been anywhere he used to live. You can't go out until after dinner. She pointed this out. Lizzie walked back to the table and took her seat. There wasn't much left on her plate. Since this was very true, you decided to finish up your own stuff as well. Cove stepped closer, eyed was on the menu of family's meal. Have you eaten already? Yeah, my dad and I ate earlier. What'd you have? Eggs. Oh, eggs for dinner. Actually, that sounds kind of good. The clipped one-word answer seemed to discourage Shiloh from asking any more questions. His eyes slowly wandered back to the last scraps of food on his plate. Your phone call with Cove's dad must have ended because your mom came back into the room.
Okay.
Cove, your dad said you can stay for a little while if you liked, but he's gonna come and get you before it gets too much later. Sure.
Fun.
Oh, fun! This will be so nice. As you polish off the meal, you hope it would be too. The three of you all finished eating shortly after, and Lizzie led the way outside. Remember, don't stray too far. It's fine, Mom. Shiloh trailed so close after Lizzie, he nearly stepped on her heels. Cove hesitated at the door. Coming? After a moment, he
Bye.
did. Bye, children. The two of you were a good 10 or 15 feet behind Lizzie and Shiloh. By the time you walked outside, you pushed the door shut behind you, watching the figures get further and further away.
Hurry up!
You're so slow, Jamie. We don't have all night. You started to run, and you heard Lizzie's voice calling you, but paused when you saw Cove still walking at a relaxed pace. Are you not coming? You tugged him along. You walked with him. You waved at him to hurry. I just walk with him. You fell behind, sliding up next to him, and matching his stride. You noticed right away.
It's okay.
You can go ahead if you want. You smiled and shake your head. I don't. After a short while, the two of you reached the hill behind the house. The fireflies were out in full force, floating in the breeze, their gentle glow winking in and out and creating almost a magical effect. Lizzie had already climbed to the top. Shiloh was spinning in circles somewhere around the middle.
Wow.
Shiloh took a moment to come over and welcome both of you to the hill. Hi guys! It's really great out, huh? See how many there are? Yeah. A firefly danced through the air, landing on Cove's sea green head. Couldn't help but giggle. You and Shiloh couldn't help but giggle. You looked quietly. She looked away. Covering your mouth with a hand, the sound escaped you, and Cove looked at you in confusion. What? You gestured to his head, and he reached up, making the fly dart away. Cove jumped and followed after the glow.
Oh,
Oh! Look! Lizzie has one! That's amazing! Shiloh ran to the highest point of the hill, making sure not to lose his hat or backpack along the way. You hummed as the group divided and conquered, shifting your gaze to the dozens of fireflies sailing around. The game was on. You had a bandage on your thumb and you tried to be more cautious of it. You had a bandage on your palm, you tried to be cautious of it. You had 2 bandages on your hand and you tried to be cautious of that. You're not good at getting cut so you're worried about that. You're too worried about that. That's a lie. I used to get hurt a lot. I still get hurt a lot, actually. Spotting one close by, you approach it assassin-like stealth, crouch down and make yourself seem less of a threat. Slowly dragging one foot in front of the other, you crept towards it and stretched an arm out. You closed your hands around the little glowing orb, careful not to crush it. The firefly landed on your palm, almost docile. You stared down at it, your prize in delight. Its tiny legs tickled your skin, and you giggled at the sensation. Cove kept up with his own target, but when he tried to grab it, and his pink cast had whipped awkwardly through the air, foiling his efforts to clap his hands around the firefly. Cove watched it vanish in thin air to satisfy the expression on his face. Encouraged him to try again. Tell him about the firefly you had. Did your own things. Look at the next one. Did you catch one? He nodded, and Cove gave up his hunt for the moment, coming closer and peering the insect crawling in your palm. You held out your hand, you leaned closer, eyes widened a tad bit. Widened a tad bit behind his. Oh, I was like, what the fuck, bit? Widened a tad behind his glasses. Cove remained hypnotized by a little bug as he inched his hand closer to yours. Ultimately, he'd settle his fingers lightly over the top the ones you were holding. Open. It tingled. You stayed very still. The last thing you wanted was to accidentally scare off the tiny, shiny treasure. Aww! Oh, there's the crystals. The firefly noticed the new connection crawling onto Cove's hand. He quietly gasped. It worked! Yeah, you got one! Cove's lips turned into a slow smile and his eyes shined brighter than the bug. Thanks, Jamie. Oh! Oh! This kid is so cute! God, like, I'm just thinking back to those childhood moments. Like, being a lonely kid and having, like, something like that happen that just makes your whole night or day or whatever the fuck, it's so wholesome. With a laugh he gave the palm of your hand a friendly smack, performing an awkward high five. Soared by the extreme movement, the tiny light disappeared before you could even blink. The firefly was gone.
Sorry.
You scolded him. Forgive him. You teared up. It's okay. I couldn't keep it forever.
You're
Right.
right.
Bugs have to stay outside. Let's get another. You decide to collect more. You decide to sit in the grass and watch. Uh-huh. We can work together. His face broke out into a wide grin. Look at a bunch. Oh my god, it's so awesome. With renewed vigor, you ran out into the hill. You're not sure how much time passed while you were in the thick of it. All you could do is focus on the adventure at hand. No critter was safe from your grasp. At first, you tried to keep a tally of how many you caught, but once the number grew higher than 10, you had no more fingers left to count with. Oh my god. You were having the time of your life, racing up and down the hill with the crash of the ocean and the sound of everyone's laughter echoing in the background.
Jamie!
Jamie, this way! You followed the sound of Cove's voice atop the hill, watching him stretch his arm out in front of him, reaching with his fingers, only narrowly missing his target. Cove and you took turns trying to scare the fireflies in the direction of each other. Oh, this brings back so many memories. You showed him some techniques that you had learned, and how to cup your hands correctly. He listened attentively before trying for himself. There were a few times when you almost ran into each other, giggling as you dove to the side at the last moment. Luckily, disaster was avoided each time. It was an all-over huge success, with both of you catching multiple fireflies each. Eventually, the fireflies began to thin out, and your energy started to lapse. You decided it was time to call off the hunt. Cove didn't complain. He breathed in heavily, and his face seemed really flushed. That was fun. A lot of fun. You smiled at him broadly, happy that he had enjoyed the activity. Yeah, it was.
Come on!
Jamie, Cove, get up here. We're gonna have a race. The shout caught you off guard. It had been quite a while since you heard Lizzie or Shiloh. You glanced over to see both of them sitting atop the hill. Lizzie beckoned you with a quick hand gesture. If she would like that, you knew it wasn't much room for disagreement. Up the incline you went. From the corner of your eye, you saw Cove was coming as well. You didn't care for Lizzie a lot, so you thought he might be intrigued just by the idea of a race. Hi!
Go!
Hey, Cove! You can't roll down the hill. You could hurt your arm again. You'll be the referee for the rest of us. Lizzie pointed out. Cove froze in place. Oh. It was that kind of race. He frowned down his cast, and the second time it got in the way tonight. What? Yeah, you watch and see who gets to the bottom first. That's important. Got it?
I guess.
The cast was sturdy. He was careful, and if he was careful, he could have undone one. Cast was sturdy. If he was careful, he could have done it. Lizzie might have just been looking for a reason to make someone else a referee, but it was already decided. I'll stay with Cove. You got in position to race. I'll stay with Cove.
Really?
Really? Why? You don't have to. It's okay. I want to watch. You moved beside him on top of the hill, even though Lizzie eyed you and made a face. That's not how races work. We only need one referee. You shrugged your shoulders and refused to budge. Lizzie let out a huff before throwing her hands up in the air. Fine. I'll be the winner whether you join or not. Lizzie moved and lied down. Shiloh did the same. Ko stood silently aside to get a better vantage point. You stood next to him. Count down! Ko stood up a little straighter, seemed like he was taking his newfound referee duty seriously. 3, 2, 1, go! Lizzie and Shiloh took off, letting gravity do the work and rolling at high speeds down the bottom of the hill. You and Cove lead forward to watch them go, eyes peeled for which the two made to the bottom first. They were both neck to neck until halfway down the hill, Lizzie started to veer off to the side, giving Shiloh a huge advantage. She obviously hadn't noticed a thing, and as soon as Shiloh reached the bottom of the hill, he jumped excitedly and threw his hands in the air. I won! Almost immediately, he fell back to the grass, still dizzy from the roll down the hill. Lizzie stomped out of the bush she ended up in and spurting angry and brushing leaves off from the front of her dress. Not bad. You got lucky. Let's do it again and see who wins for real. Kids, it's time to come in. No. You snickered, feeling grateful you hadn't been part of the mini debatical. Oh, you caught Ko's eyes and saw he was doing the same. It had gotten late and was beginning to feel just a bit chilly as you made your way out of the hills, but the cold in the air hadn't dampened anyone's spirits. Four of you walked back to the home together, side by side down your neighborhood street, discussing the evening, each person trying to prove that they were the ones who caught the most fireflies. You knew that whoever really did catch most didn't really matter much anyway. All that mattered was all of you had a good time, which, judging by the smiles on everyone's face, you did. Oh, it was so cute. God. I'm having to just play the whole game, but I also know I'm gonna be exhausted. Ghost! The DLC. God, I want to come back to the DLCs. But it's gonna have to wait till, like, end of July, honestly, till I can afford to buy more gaming stuff. But after that, so down. Till then, we're just gonna play what I have, because I mean, I have a lot anyway. Speaking of which, might just leave this one here. Here, let's save. Big slot. Bed. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna save. Yep. And I will come back to this tomorrow. It depends. We'll see if I'm exhausted or not after work. Bro became emo. Actually, sorry. But yeah. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I forgot I need to do this. Okay, see you later, guys.